Hi! Today we're gonna get the Sapper achievement very efficiently. This is gonna take about 10 to 15 hours. You can do this fully automated, run it overnight, and you'll have it. You need Adora for this, and we're going to play chimps on 3 mines round. I will leave the instructions on the screen, and I will cut until round 160. Be sure to follow this guide exactly, like place this ninja in the correct spot, etc., because what we do in the endgame will be very important. Every upgrade is carefully chosen because we have a strategy here. This strategy is farming the fortified balloons on round 163. A bunch of ceramics spawn on that round, and if we farm them over and over again and just click retry last round on chimps, we will be able to farm them. But what also spawns on round 163 is leads, and we can use those to leak to them. So if we don't have a single monkey that can pop leads, we will just lose. Then we can retry last round and go again and again and again. To achieve this, we're going to get a Legend of the Night, and we are going to warp it all the way to the top right, because then it can't attack anyone, because remember, you can't sell. And we're going to use Adora to sacrifice some of the monkeys that can pop leads. Gonna voice over here again. At the end of round 159, turn auto start off and make the engineer point its targeting away, because it can pop camo otherwise. Then on round 161, sacrifice the camo village and upgrade the other one to 202 so we don't lose out on the jungle drums buff. Then you have to teleport the Legend of the Night to this spot, and you need to do this or you will lose the game. Also, on round 161, try not to leak any balloons, because this will cost us our portal, which we need for the next round. So if you see any balloons in danger of leaking, just exit out the game. At the start of round 162, sacrifice your 520 balloon solver glue gunner. Now the goal of round 162 is to get some balloons to leak. But it should only be one small group of balloons, or ideally one bad. I didn't get this to work, I only had 3 ZMGs leak, as you can see here. I teleported the Legend of the Night to the top right, and then just let all the rest of the balloons, because now there's barely anything damaging it, leak out the bottom. You can either do this with a few ZMGs, or you can do this with a full bad. Now, we have the perfect setup. Nothing can pop leads. Now, after just 45 minutes of setup, we have achieved the grind state. Basically, the game loop is going to be the same over and over and over again. As you can see, we have just now lost the game, but that doesn't matter. That's actually what we want to do. Now, how you're going to proceed depends entirely on your seed. See, every seed is randomized. While the rounds are the same, the order of them is sometimes in the later rounds not the same. For me here, the leads appear first, which is bad because we can't pop them. If we did nothing, we would just let the leads leak. Thankfully, I had thought ahead, and we actually have one method of popping LEDs, which is this 040 glue gunner. You can activate this ability to pop the LEDs that come out as the first wave, and then the Spirit of the Forest Druid can pop the first wave and the second wave of fortified camos, and then we leak to the LEDs. Now this is always going to look the same for you, but it's going to be different for everyone else. So basically the game loop is going to be the same over and over again, and obviously the first thought you might have is, how do we automate this? You can write an AutoHotKey script. I will put this in the description. You have to get your coordinates for where the retry last round button is on your screen. You can use this. You can use AutoHotKey's WindowSpy feature for this. Just install AutoHotkey and then hit the Windows button and then type WindowSpy. This unfortunately doesn't work on Linux, as AutoHotkey is Windows only. So basically what you want to do is pop the first LEDs with the ability button that the glue gunner has. For me it was 7, and then just let it run over and over and over again. One last thing to note is that if you need your PC for anything else, which is very likely considering the 6 by 18 hours, you cannot press home on the defeat screen. You have to start a new round and then just escape and exit out. Now I was going to make a time lapse at the end, but unfortunately due to the screen flickering from the defeat screen, I was not very happy about that in editing, so I'm just going to show off how it looks in the end. Here you can see I have 48% Sapper and this run for about 1.5 hours. So yeah, enjoy!